I'll get note cards to you guys. Okay. So it says the following trapezoids are similar. Find the missing side and scale factor. So this is a review idea, which isn't the worst thing for us to be talking about. So if you notice, we did go back in sections a little bit, and I decided to do this section because of the fact that it brings up scale factor and similar figures. We haven't done these for a long time, but they're going to be in our exam. Let's focus here. All right. So try to remember how to find the missing side if you know the scale, or if you know they're similar. And then talking about scale factor. And then connecting this back to areas. Yeah. When he comes back.
He's been holding it all day.
I know, he's parched. Okay. Alright, so we'll set up proportions here. So if you guys remember similar figures, we have to use proportions. Good luck, or not. Good luck. Alright. So in our trapezoid, 6 should go with X. Girls. And then tell me the rest of that you guys put on for this. If I did 6 with X, what would my next fraction be?
8 with X.
Are you staying for? You have to leave for track. And I'm putting the video on later. So.
8.
8 and 6. So then you guys said 8 and 6. Now you could have used the 10 and 7.5, but why not use the nice numbers? So 8 would go with 6. So this almost looks like a geometric mean problem. So we get 8x equals 36. I'm going to divide by 8. And what do we get for our x then? 1 point. No,
sorry, my brain was
4.5, right? Is that what you guys got?
Did you hear me?
We've talked about calling each other.
It's a chain reaction.
Yeah, it's a chain
I
reaction.
say that to my stepmom when she calls something that I own ugly. I say, you're ugly.
Okay.
But I love her to death.
Okay.
I love bigger than that.
Okay. Okay. So we get 4.5 for our x. Okay. Now they're asking us, you guys, I really need to be quieter in here because we're doing a video. So it makes it really hard to hear if you guys are talking, especially right by the computer.
Hey. No.
So they also asked for the scale factor. So we found x. What's the scale factor? Do you guys remember how to do that?
Yeah.
It's easier than you probably recall. Anyone? No?
This week, I'm going to have to.
Okay. And again, this is why we're reviewing this, because we haven't talked about this for a few months.
4.5 is 6, and then 6.
So we could just do part of that. Whoops, not fraction factor. Okay, guys. So the scale factor, basically you just compare 2 of the sides we know and just simplify it. The easiest sides to compare would be these 2. So we'd say the scale factor is 8 to 6 or a 4 to 3 scale factor. I would probably avoid the ones with decimals just because why work with decimals if we can have nice whole numbers. So 4 to 3, it would be our scale factor. Now, what they want us to do then is find the area of these 2 trapezoids. So we're going to find those 2 areas. So if you guys want to take a minute to do that. So the area of each of the trapezoids. And we're going to talk about how that impacts, how the areas are similar or different to the scale factor. So area of a trapezoid, we do base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height.
We're finding both of them.
Base 1.
Yeah. So we're trying to find the area of each of these trapezoids, guys. We should be doing this, please. And if you guys need a calculator, I have them on loan if you have to exchange your phone or having issues with people not bringing them back.
I heard you spent
like
I have to say that.
10 minutes the other day because people,
Couldn't get a calculator out or tell me that they needed one.
nobody had calculators.
Like literally, the class, the one class that we were talking of, like that was complaining, like I think like a third of them do their homework like today, like out of like 15 kids, like 5 kids.
They can do long division.
What? I can't tell you that.
She tells me she does it.
All right.
I know, I just wanted to do two.
It's classified. It's like it'd be like telling you if she had COVID too. Can't say that.
Do his homework.
I don't know where you're
What? I know, right? You don't get to see a stamp.
Calculation.
Never gonna give you up, stamp. All right. Okay. So guys, yeah.
This West to do his
I
homework.
can't say that.
He does not do his homework.
Confidential.
I don't either.
He does it.
See, Eric, this mobile. I don't got your.
If you don't do your homework, it's
But you also don't then blame me for your like if you get a
Right.
0 on a homework. They're like, why is my grade so low? And it's like, I'm like, if you don't understand the math behind that, then maybe you should be failing math. Like, should have put that out there. Like,
I already know I'm gonna pass.
so.
right.
I passed last time.
No, in algebra I'm tougher on homework with them. I make them do like I pick a random question on them and they have to do it. I know that I've caught them doing that. So yeah, I'm trying to build them to be better students by trying to trick them into doing their homework and do a good job. It's not working. Okay. So guys, okay, let's quiet down please. So in this case, we're adding the bases together and dividing by 2 and multiplying by the height. So 6 and 8 is 14. Divide by 2 times 10. So 7 times 10. So this one's going to be an area of 70, right? Now this one here, we're going to add the 6 plus 4.5 and divide by 2 times the height. Oh goodness, that's fancy. So, is that right? Okay, yeah, 39.375.
What did I do? This isn't my strongest area. Oh, I forgot to.
Are you guys sure we did that right? I feel like we did something wrong.
No. Yeah, I just got that too. If you're acting a lunatic, go sit in the corridor. It's a hall full of British people.
All right. Something weird is happening. I don't know. So, well, it's not working out the way I expected it to. So I don't.
I thought it was supposed to be.
I think it's right.
There's supposed to be something with the scale factor in comparison, but I'm trying to.
Like, are you supposed to check it by like multiplying the right one by the scale factor to get the left?
Well, it's supposed to be the scale factor squared. It's supposed to be the areas, or like the ratio of the areas should be the same as the scale factor squared.
I think we
If you
should
say
just
so.
not worry about it.
Right.
If it comes
I
up,
agree.
then
I'm guessing I did something wrong with our formula, but I'll explain.
you never do.
I need these kind of talks from you guys. We were.
Nick,
Okay.
ugh.
All right. So, it still was good for us to talk about scale factor, but we're going to talk about the areas and also the perimeters of similar figures. So So if we have similar polygons, if you guys recall, similar polygons have the same shape, but they're different sizes. So, and then we said their sides are proportional.
Eyelashes are more secured together than normal.
No, but my cat stepped on them.
Say I'm surrounded by giraffes.
I think I should come in
Okay.
here first hour algebra.
And give them a talking to.
Yeah.
I am gonna stop you here.
Yeah, what?
Okay. All right.
What?
All right.
Why are you giving me the crazy eyes?
I don't know.
She's like this. She's like,
Yeah!
All right. I like your hairline, by the way.
oh,
Okay.
Yellow.
So, okay, guys. All right. So, guys. So similar polygons. They have the same shape, but the sides are proportional and the angles are equal. Now, guys. Again, we have to be focused here. The perimeters of the polygons have, they should have the same scale factor. So, the scale factor should be equal to the ratio of the perimeters. So like if I have a scale factor of A to B, the perimeters should be exactly the same. So like 1 to 2. But for the areas, it's trickier. And that's what I was trying to get to work in the warm-up, and I can't figure out what I did wrong in the warm-up, and now it's going to bug me, but I'm sure there's something wrong with the problem itself. But the scale factor is equal, we're going to take the scale factor and square it. Oh, that might be it. That might be why I was messing that up.
She called me ugly.
no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she should.
Okay, guys.
I'm not taking you home either. I'm taking you, playing some later. Why did you want to go design this? I don't know.
Guys. Stop talking, please. So the areas of similar polygons is we take this scale factor and square it. I'll show you guys how that works in the warm-up. I figured it out now that I wrote that out. No, the scale, so I'll show you in a second. So you don't square the areas, you square the scale factor. So write this out and then we'll go back to the warm-up and kind of connect that. So I found the areas here. We're 70 and 39.375. This should be equal to the scale factor squared. Now initially it doesn't really look like they're the same, but if you check them, if you check what the fractions equal, so 70 over 39.375 is 1.7 repeating. If I take 4 over 3 and square it, it's also equal to 1.7 repeating. So what it is I take the scale factor, square it, it should be equal to the ratio of the areas. And I don't know what I was doing wrong about it, but I wasn't connecting those dots. So we're gonna be able to figure out those different pieces there. So if I have this shape, so these two polygons are similar. So we talked about similar polygons before. So A, B, C, D. is similar to EF, GH. That's not an H, that's a C. The scale factor is basically comparing any of the two sides. So if we like compare like AB over EH, that should equal to the perimeter of the first one, which I'll call this shape 1, and the perimeter of shape 2. But in order to figure out the area, we have to square those side lengths. So we'll apply that here on the back side. Okay. So they tell us that we have two similar shapes here on the back side. So they tell us these two are similar. And they tell us that the area of the smaller one is 48 square inches. They want us to find the ratio of the perimeters and the ratio of the areas, and then they want us to find the area of the bigger shapes. There's kind of a lot going on here. So again, they tell us these two shapes are similar. I'm hoping you guys realize, so we have two rectangles here. They're telling us these rectangles are similar. Obviously, one's turned the wrong, kind of a long way. So we're talking about the ratio of the perimeters, the ratio of the areas. Do we know what the scale factor is here?
Yes.
What's the scale factor?
Well, from the first one and the second one is 2/3. But probably together.
What's our scale factor? Sorry.
Are you talking about from the shorter one to the bigger
Well,
one?
let's go left to right. Just to,
So 2/3. Like 2/3.
it should be so the bigger one to smaller. So bigger is going to go on top. We'll go 9/6, which is 3/2. I see. So he's saying, what he was trying to say with 2/3 is like the second one is 2/3 of the big one. Yeah. So that's the idea. So 3/2 we'll probably call that scale factor. So the ratios of the perimeters compared to the ratio and the ratio of the areas. So what would the ratio of the perimeters be? Kind of a silly question. Maybe too easy.
3/2.
It's just 3/2. So the scale factor, the perimeter is going to be the same way. And then the ratio of the areas is going to be that squared 9/4. So we take 3 and 2 and square them. Okay. They want us to find the area of MNOP. But they tell me the area of IJLK. Is that going on? Why is it? It's weird. IJLK is 48 square inches. We want to know MNOP. But we should know, I want to find the area of this. Any thoughts on how to do that? Yeah, what do you think?
Divide 48 by 6, that'll give you the length for...
Oh, okay, interesting. So I'll go that way with you. So you said, let's divide 48 by 6. That'll give us the length of this. So we figure out that this is 8. Okay?
Multiply that by 3/2, and then you can find the area.
So then we could find this. So that would be 24/2, so 12 over here. So you can find the area that way. That works. So that would tell us the area over here would be 72, right? Right? No, 108. 108? Yeah, sorry, I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking, 72. 108, is that right? Okay, that's one way to do it. Does anyone see another way? There's a little bit more straightforward way, yeah.
The areas are just in 48 by 4.
Yeah. So basically, we have this ratio for the areas, and we know the smaller one is 48 square feet, so we can basically put it in here too. So Advanted works just fine. It really, like, it's doing a lot of math there, but maybe this is a little more straightforward, but because maybe you wouldn't have enough information to figure that out if they didn't tell you all that stuff. So it depends, but either way, we could cross multiply, set equal, and then we'd still get the area is 108. So similar figures, it's been a while. So if this is a little bit rusty and you're like, oh, proportions, I haven't seen those for a while or not super comfortable, that's why we review things. And so this is kind of why I threw this lesson in here, because I thought it'd be good to start thinking about similar figures. Tomorrow I will print out a review packet for you guys, and also we're gonna do some in-class review together as well.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Give me some snacks. What's up?
So usually each unit test is 20 questions. Is that gonna be an extra 20 questions on the final, or is that?
No, so good question. So he's asking about unit tests are usually each 20 questions, and then would that be I'm gonna take all the questions from this test and throw it on the final? Not necessarily. I would say the final would be equal amounts of each chapter and nothing more from this one. So
Close enough.
on the exam, he was talking about a chapter test. So yeah, the exam is probably more in the higher. I'll look at the numbers. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, really, and real quick, you guys, let's talk about the ratio of the scale factors in the perimeter. This is the same as the scale factor every single time. So if you went and checked this would be 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8. So that would be 28 for the perimeter for this one, I believe. And then this would be 12 plus 9 is 21 times 2. Wait, did I do that right? 21, 42. Did I do that right? Oh yeah, because then this would be 42 over 28. So that's the same thing as 3 over 2. So yeah, it works. Is it right? Is that, yeah, so divide by 14.
Why'd you look at me?
I just heard it coming, gremlin coming from.
I need
Okay. All right, we're gonna take a little, write down our exam.